Hello, this is Congressman Henry Cuellar, here to congratulate all the teachers and the staff. Thank you for being part of this historic school district where every student is challenged to be the best person they can be in and out of the classroom. I know you will bring your expertise and your caring to ensuring students reach their full potential. And now I would like to introduce Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona. Secretary Cardona has a storied history of working with disadvantaged students and was a hero in Connecticut where he led the safe reopening of schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. Beginning as an elementary school teacher, Secretary Cardona has spent 20 years ensuring the disabled, the bilingual, the poor children can access quality education and propel them to new heights. Join me in welcoming to the screen Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona.
Hi, I'm Miguel Cardona, U.S. Secretary of Education. I'm grateful for the opportunity to engage with you virtually. As a fellow educator, I want to start off by saying thank you. Over the course of the pandemic, it's been inspiring to see your courage and your resilience in the face of unprecedented challenges. Over the last 18 months and during the summer, you found new ways to engage with your students. You figured out how to get nutritious meals to children and families while school buildings were closed. You learned new technologies, and you nurtured virtual and hybrid classroom communities. So many of you became unanticipated experts in virus prevention strategies in your schools. And you worked tirelessly to meet the needs of your students, to wrap them in love and in care, all while ensuring health and safety for yourselves and your own families. As the Commissioner of Education in Connecticut, I experienced firsthand the disruptions that students, families, educators, schools, and communities faced as the pandemic unfolded. As a former teacher and principal, I understand how hard it's been. And as a parent of a daughter and son in high school, I know how critical it is to stay engaged with our students, to help them stay focused on learning, to support their social and emotional development, and to meet their mental and physical health needs. And as your Secretary of Education, I pledge to listen, to learn, and to always act with the best interests of students at heart. As our country heals, recovers, and rebuilds from the ongoing effects of the pandemic, collectively, we're presented with a chance to forge opportunity from crisis and reimagine education on every level. As we move into this new academic year, and as you engage in the vital work of reopening schools for in-person learning, I want you to know how incredibly important your efforts are to helping this country get back on its feet. Not only for the students and families trying to regain a sense of normalcy and keep advancing toward their goals, but also for whole communities working to reemerge after such a difficult year. It's never been clearer, since our children are the nation's future, you, as our educators, hold the keys to that future. The work won't be easy, but you didn't commit yourselves to a career in education because you wanted it easy. You committed to this work because you believe in equity. You believe in excellence for every student. And your belief in what's possible for young people will have a profound impact on students and communities. You know why there's a sense of urgency in this work. I don't have to tell you that the pandemic exacerbated inequities in education, and that students who were already furthest from opportunity also have been most impacted by COVID-19 and its effects. All of you are here today because you plan to do something about that. This is a moment to boldly address patterns of inequity in education. This is our moment to ensure that we reopen our schools, we reinvest in our students, and we reimagine our education system differently and better than ever before. This is our moment to finally build back better, to lead in a transformative way, and to use every penny provided by the President and Congress to ensure that those most impacted by the pandemic receive the most support. We've often heard and maybe even exclaimed ourselves that education is the great equalizer. Well, now is our chance to prove it. The good news is that we have unprecedented resources to support educators like you in this work. President Biden's American Rescue Plan provided $130 billion for K-12 education and another $40 billion for higher education. And we're already seeing these vital federal funds supporting students and communities as they recover from the pandemic and reemerge even stronger. And with the President's bold plans and the Build Back Better agenda, such as providing 14 years of free public education to every student and investing billions of dollars to invest in our teacher workforce, we can transform our educational system for the better. Together as educators across the country, we must continue to think creatively. We must implement programs and practices supported by evidence of what works. We must share promising efforts and learn from one another. For our part, at the federal level, we'll capture and elevate those stories through our Best Practices Clearinghouse. Last year was the most difficult school year. This year will be the most important school year. As Secretary of Education, here's where my focus will be: reopening all of our schools for in-person learning, providing an equitable education for all of our students, and keeping their success at the very heart of all I do. I know those goals will be yours as well. Thank you again for everything you've done and everything you will continue to do for our students. Have a great school year.